I want to talk about money in a simple way, because money problems often grow quietly, then suddenly feel scary and hard to escape.
Many people fear a market crash because news shows red numbers, loud voices, and dramatic headlines that make everything feel broken overnight.
A market crash is loud and fast, but high-interest debt is quiet, slow, and keeps taking money every single day. I have seen people survive crashes, rebuild savings, and grow again, but I have seen debt-trapped families for many painful years. When markets fall, prices can rise again, but high-interest debt grows even when you sleep, eat, or try to relax. Debt with high interest is like a leak in a bucket, where water keeps escaping no matter how much you pour inside. You may earn more money, work harder hours, or got a raise, yet the debt still feels heavy and never shrinks. This happens because interest keeps adding extra money to what you already owe, making the total bigger month after month. Many people do not notice this danger early because paying a small amount every month feels easy at first. At the beginning, the payment looks friendly, simple, and manageable, so people believe they are in control. A crash can hurt savings, but debt attacks your future income before it even reaches your bank account. Every dollar earned has a job, and debt steals that job by demanding payment before food, rent, or learning. I speak from watching many smart people make mistakes, not because they were foolish, but because they were busy living. Life brings emergencies, dreams, pressure, and temptation, and debt often looks like an easy helper during hard moments. Credit cards, quick loans, and buy now offers promise comfort today while quietly charging a heavy price tomorrow. The problem is not borrowing itself, but borrowing with high interest and no clear plan to escape quickly. Markets go up and down like waves in the ocean, sometimes scary, but usually followed by calmer water.
High-interest debt is like being stuck in mud, where every step forward feels harder than the last one.
When markets crash, you can wait, learn, and adjust, but debt demands action whether you are ready or not. Debt does not care about your feelings, plans, or dreams. It only cares about collecting more money on time. This pressure causes stress, poor decisions, and fear, which then lead to more mistakes with money. I have noticed that stress makes people choose quick comfort instead of smart, long-term choices that truly help them. That is how debt keeps people running in circles, always busy, yet never feeling closer to freedom. Children can understand this by imagining a game where points are taken away every minute without stopping. Even if you score points, the game feels unfair because something keeps pulling you backward constantly. High-interest debt works the same way, quietly taking points from your life while you try to move forward.
A market crash might lower your score for a while, but it usually does not keep subtracting points forever.
People often say they will pay debt later after earning more, but interest makes later much more expensive.
Time is your best friend when saving or investing, but time becomes your enemy when interest works against you. The longer high-interest debt stays, the more power it gains over your choices and confidence. I always tell people that protecting cash flow is more important than chasing fast gains or risky excitement. Cash flow means money coming in that you can actually use, not money already promised to lenders. When debt eats your cash flow, you lose freedom, options, and the ability to handle surprises calmly. A crash may reduce wealth on paper, but debt reduces real-life choices you can make every day. That is why I worry more about debt than headlines screaming about markets falling tomorrow. The market does not send you monthly bills with penalties, interest, and angry reminders. Debt sends those reminders, and they arrive whether you feel strong, tired, sick, or hopeful. People should fear losing control of their money, more than temporary drops in investment values. Control comes from low expenses, little debt, and understanding where every dollar goes.
Without control, even high income cannot protect you from stress and long-term money problems.
I believe learning this early can save years of struggle, fear, and regret for many families. This is not about being rich, but about being safe, calm, and prepared for life's surprises. Now I want to explain how people usually fall into high-interest debt, even when they believe they are careful and responsible with money. Most people do not plan to get trapped, and they simply respond to problems, pressure, or opportunities that appear suddenly in daily life. A broken phone, medical bill, school expense, or family need can push someone toward quick borrowing without much thinking. At that moment, the focus is solving today's problem, not calculating how much interest will grow over many months. Lenders understand this stress very well, so they offer fast approval, small payments, and friendly language that feels helpful. The real cost hides in tiny percentages, long terms, and rules written in small letters that few people read carefully. Once the first loan or card is used, another expense appears, and borrowing again feels normal and easy. This is how debt stacks up, layer by layer, until payments start eating a large part of monthly income. People then use new debt to pay old debt, believing they are managing while actually digging deeper holes. This cycle continues quietly because nothing dramatic happens at first, only slow pressure building over time. I want you to imagine carrying a backpack where someone adds a small stone every week without telling you. Debt works the same way, adding weight slowly until normal life activities start feeling heavy and stressful. To escape this trap, the first step is always awareness, not shame, fear, or blaming yourself. Debt is a math problem mixed with emotions, and emotions must calm down before good math decisions can happen. I always suggest writing everything down clearly, including balances, interest rates, and minimum payments, without hiding anything. Seeing the full picture may feel scary, but it gives you power, direction, and a clear starting point. Next, stop adding new high-interest debt, even if it feels uncomfortable or inconvenient in the short term. This may mean delaying wants, choosing cheaper options, or asking for help instead of borrowing again.
Then, focus extra money on the highest interest debt first, because it grows the fastest and causes the most damage.
Paying minimums everywhere else while attacking the worst interest rate can slowly turn the situation around. And this approach feels slow, but every extra dollar reduces future interest and shortens the time debt controls you. I also believe building a small emergency fund is important, even while paying debt, to avoid new borrowing. Even a small cushion can prevent panic decisions when life throws another surprise your way. People often think investing should come before debt payoff, but high-interest debt is usually a guaranteed loss. Paying off such debt is like earning a strong return without risk, stress, or market uncertainty. Markets can reward patience, but debt punishes patience by charging you for every extra day it stays. Another important step is changing habits that cause debt, not through punishment, but through simple systems. Systems include spending limits, automatic savings, and clear rules about when borrowing is truly allowed. Rules protect you when emotions are high and judgment becomes cloudy during stressful moments. I also suggest learning basic money concepts slowly, without trying to master everything at once.
Understanding interest, budgets, and needs versus wants can change decisions in powerful, lasting ways.
Children can learn this by practicing saving coins and seeing how small choices affect future options.
Adults are no different, but we just deal with bigger numbers and more serious consequences.
Debt promises comfort, status, or happiness, but often delivers anxiety, pressure, and lost sleep instead. A market crash might hurt confidence for a while, but escaping debt builds confidence that lasts for years. Confidence grows when you know your money belongs to you, not to interest charges and deadlines. When debt shrinks, choices expand, and life feels lighter, calmer, and more flexible. You can change jobs, learn skills, help family, or rest when needed without constant fear.
I believe everyone deserves that freedom, regardless of income level, background, or past mistakes.
Mistakes with money do not define intelligence. They reflect missing information and emotional pressure.
The good news is that information can be learned and habits can be changed step by step. Markets will always rise and fall, and news will always try to scare people for attention. But controlling debt is something personal, quiet, and fully within your daily choices. A crash may pass, but debt stays until you face it directly and patiently.
Start small, stay consistent, and remember that progress matters more than speed or perfection.
If a 10-year-old can understand saving before spending, adults can relearn it too. When you remove that heavy backpack, walking forward suddenly feels possible again.